Deze foto, daar wil ik het over hebben. Een Zuid-Afrikaan die voor het oog van de camera een buitenlander doodsteekt. Een Mozambicaan. Symbool geworden voor de buitenlanderhaat hier. De schande van Zuid-Afrika, schreef de krant die dag. Genomen op hetzelfde moment dat er tienduizenden vluchtelingen en migranten richting Europa trokken. Maar deze foto laat zien dat die stroom ook deze kant op komt. En dat die hier tot net zoveel frustratie en net zoveel stress leidt, dat deze jongen tot deze daad is gekomen. En ik wil weten waarom hij dat gedaan heeft.
Roll it nicely. That is how we do it.
Zo gaat het ieder jaar. Want om een visum werkvergunning te kunnen krijgen in Zuid-Afrika moet je ook police clearance hebben. Dat is een verklaring van goed gedrag. En dat is nog maar het begin van de papierwinkel die je nodig hebt. Medische certificaten, certificaat dat je geen TBC hebt, contracten, het leven van migrant. Morning, morning. How's it?
For one.
Yeah. So where are you from?
From Tanzania.
Tanzania. And how long you been in South Africa for?
In 6 years right now.
6 years. You still have to do the police clearance every year?
My passport is finished, so I have to apply again. So that's why I came to do that again.
And why did you come to South Africa? Why did you
I came to study.
to study?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you come inside? You can see there for the talking about French, né?
We hebben het natuurlijk wel heel vaak over de migranten die allemaal naar Europa komen vanuit Afrika. Maar 95% van die migratie vindt plaats binnen Afrika zelf. Dus tussen landen onderling, van Zimbabwe naar Zuid-Afrika, van Mozambique naar Zuid-Afrika. Of van dorp naar stad. De man die je hoort is Goodwill Zwelithini, koning van de Zulus. En dit is nogal een omstreden speech, omdat hij daarin niet alleen de buitenlanders de oorzaak noemt van alle problemen in Zuid-Afrika. Hij noemt ze ook luizen. En hij geeft ze eigenlijk de opdracht om hun koffers te pakken en het land te verlaten. En kort na die speech zijn er inderdaad op allerlei plekken in Zuid-Afrika, in Johannesburg, in Durban, buitenlanders verjaagd. Door Zulus met name. En ook kort na die speech is de Mozambicaan Emmanuel Sithole neergestoken door een Zulu. Dus ik vraag me af waarom hij deze woorden heeft gekozen als die zulke grote gevolgen kunnen hebben. Het is natuurlijk niet zo heel erg makkelijk om dat aan de koning van de Zulus te kunnen vragen. Maar nu doet zich een gelegenheid voor, want de koning geeft een feestje. Staat er ook van Kan mij nog schelen dat jij hier rijdt. Sabona, Unjani. Royal Palace. Ah. And then? Ah. Okay, thank you. Sabona, Unjani. Icona. Royal Palace. Over there. Moet hier zijn dan. Sabona, Unjani. Icona. Royal Palace. The Royal Palace. We moeten weer terug, hè? Lijkt dus dat de koning 6 paleizen heeft. Beetje verwarrend.
I think this one.
This one, because there's
I think many people is coming that way.
Okay.
I think it's.
So I must go here.
Yeah, in 10.
Ja, nog 15. En jongen. Hello, can I sit down here?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Join
okay,
us.
okay. Enjoy your meal.
Hey,
I'm Bram. Nice to meet you.
Sibusiso.
Sibasiso.
Yes.
Okay, nice name. Is it important what the king says?
Whatever he says, obviously, it's going to have quite a lot of impact.
Impact. People take it very seriously, and then they go act. They go act on it.
Also because of the history of violence, during the political transition. There are things we mustn't say.
So why does he do it, you think?
I don't know why he did it. He's the only one who can tell.
Now you cannot stand still and stand straight in front of the king.
Not like this. This is impolite.
Yes, you cannot stand that. But when you stand in front of the king or when you're talking to the king, you must bow a little bit.
Like this?
Like this, yes. But
Can I look him straight in the eyes?
Yes, you kneel down.
I also have to kneel down.
Yes.
Everybody has to
You
do
go down with your knees.
that. One knee or both knees?
You whatever.
Whatever you prefer.
Yeah.
Block the 39 comes up. Better get 5, better get 1,005, better get 5,005, better 6,000, down bed, better get 6,000, 6,005, better 6,005 from 7, at 9,500 and at 9,500, Mr. Zulu's bed, at 9,500, all done for 9,500, run 9,500, Jamie.
Your Majesty.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, very good.
How are you too?
I'm very happy to be here today.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Is it your first time to be in South Africa?
No. I live here in this
you live
country.
here?
Yes.
For how long?
Yes, for quite some time now.
When did you arrive in this
In
country?
2001.
Oh, you're just from South Africa?
Yes,
Good.
yes, yes.
That's great.
Yes. Your Majesty, there was quite some controversy earlier this year about a speech that you gave in which you expressed that the foreigners should leave the country. Do you, in hindsight, wish that you hadn't used those words? If you saw all the reactions after it, have you regret that this happened?
You know, I'm just laughing at that because I've never ordered my people or either anybody to attack the foreigners. The only thing is that the people that I'm not going to accept or to address is the people that come into our country and cause crime.
They should leave.
Yeah. So such people, I don't think even within our families, no one can accept that. But if we look at that, I know that it's very controversial, but I'm so relaxed about it because these attacks started not by myself, but started in 2008. What have I said during that time?
What did you say?
I've never said anything during that time.
It wasn't because of you that it
No.
started. Now, the attacks that happened this year against foreigners, a lot of Zulus were involved. It started in Durban, it was in Jeppestown, it was in Alexandra. Is that just a coincidence?
Each and every time when some attacks are taking place and then the complaint is being put to my people.
Why is that?
That is very wrong. I think there's certain hatred, of our Zuluness. We are proud of being Zulus.
Goodwill Zwelithini was zijn koninklijke handen in onschuld. Maar was het dan louter toeval dat het vooral Zulus waren die hun woede koelden op de buitenlanders? Om de impact van zijn woorden te begrijpen, keer ik terug naar Alexandra, de plaats delict. Alexandra is de oudste township van Zuid-Afrika. De eerste stop voor alle migranten die een beter leven zoeken in Johannesburg. Zimbabwanen, Mozambikanen, maar ook Zuid-Afrikaanse migranten. Dit is de plek waar Mtinta Bengu, de messentrekker, de moordenaar van de foto, is opgegroeid. Dit heet de Madala Single Man's Hostels. Het zijn de hostels die eind jaren 60 gebouwd zijn voor de mijnwerkers die van KwaZulu-Natal, het platteland, naar de grote stad kwamen om in die mijnen te werken. En dan kwamen ze hier terecht. Mensen die hier nu nog wonen hoeven geen huur meer te betalen, want het is gewoon onbewoonbaar. Maar er wonen nog wel steeds heel veel mensen. Zijn moeder van Mtinta en de familie woont nog steeds op de plek waar hij is opgegroeid. We kijken hier, de geiten lopen hier gewoon rond. Alsof het dorp in zijn geheel van KwaZulu-Natal naar hier is verplaatst.
Not in Tepe.
Did you grow up in Joburg or in KwaZulu-Natal?
KwaZulu-Natal.
KwaZulu-Natal.
Yes. Because I'm staying from KwaZulu-Natal.
You don't mind if there's Zimbabweans, Malawians staying here?
I don't mind.
You don't mind.
Because it's black.
So you're brothers?
Yes. I like that people. You are a Xhosa, you are a Venda. I like that people. Because you are black. You are my friend.
All the same.
Yeah, all the same. Me too, I'm black. I like
And me?
that.
And me?
I like
I'm not black.
I like you.
That's fine.
Yes, you are my brother.
Okay, good.
You are my brother. I live together as one.
Ik laat me rondleiden in Alexandra. Sociaal werker Refilwe Mashigo neemt me mee naar de winkels van de buitenlanders, die kort na de toespraak van de Zulu-koning één voor één werden geplunderd. Ik vraag me af of dat nou blinde haat was voor buitenlanders of gewoon een goede gelegenheid om gratis te winkelen.
That's the shop over there. You see that shop there?
Which one?
On your left-hand side.
This one here.
This store was, the ceiling was taken away, and you remember? You remember that?
What happened?
It is very hard. This time saved my life, police. Police is coming, said, let's go. Come police station and let's go police station.
You slept at the police station?
Yeah, police saved my life, police.
Did you think of going back to Bangladesh?
Going to Bangladesh?
Yes. Or you want to stay here?
Next week we're going to Bangladesh.
Next week you're going back to Bangladesh, but you don't know if you're coming back.
Me no coming.
You're not coming back. So you're leaving South Africa?
I leave.
Forever? Really? You've had enough?
Me next week coming, maybe not coming South Africa.
De plunderingen die week waren een opmaat naar de dag waarop Emmanuel Setole zijn moordenaars tegenkwam. Zijn Mozambicaanse collega zag het allemaal voor zijn neus gebeuren. What happened to him?
Yeah. Came 4 boys. Coming from that direction over there. They were singing.
So, look, when
they came here, when they reached this place, there were 4 and there was this young one.
Look, say Manuel, look, lava ku wena wa hi tolovela kanjela ka njhani hi wena u nga swi byela ka
Yeah.
so loko va ta ku tshama mabodlele va muchele hi rona loko se loko va heta ku muchelela bodlele a nyimiso Manuel loko ku va try ku inya mati lava va nga muche bodlele
As they were pouring this alcohol, he tried wiping and drying himself up.
So loko va mpa bodlele liya
Then they hit him up with the bottle on his head.
loko se va mpa bodlele liya a wu loko ku twa so wa biwe bodlele loko ku va tsutsuma va ku ya mshaya hinkwaswo so a tsutsuma Manuel a vela Manuela ya hala mina no humelela no tsutsuma no maybe va ta va jika va ya hala so loko no man tsutsuma na nyimala hala kuma swa ku se ana ha va woni swa ku va tsume va ku ku ri leni a sala ku mashaka ku hey a shaka ra hina ra fa lena a hi mu helpeni
Okay.
so va tsuma va ya hala it was last time and last day
That was the last time I saw what happened because from this second I could not see what happened.
Was de moord op de Mozambicaan het gevolg van een ordinaire diefstal? Of werd de opgestookte haat tegen buitenlanders hem fataal? Ik ga op bezoek bij de moeder van de moordenaar. Zij blijkt zelf migrant, die na de dood van haar echtgenoot van het Zuid-Afrikaanse platteland naar Johannesburg verhuisde. In de hoop op werk. Ze liet haar kinderen jarenlang op haar wachten in KwaZulu-Natal, totdat ze haar achterna reisde om hier op te groeien. Omringd door drank en drugs.
Ja.
Vakantie is oud. Departement van Binnenlandse Zaken. This is the death certificate of his father. Yes. And he died in 1998. Mtinta was born in what year?
Yo, mina ngifunda ngazo 92.
Yeah.
From 1992. From 1992. Mama, do you think if his father was still alive, would this have happened?
No. Ngaba kwenzekanga.
Why not?
Uthathene nabangani wahamba nabo ukuba ukhona ubaba wabo ngabe uhlele eduze kababa wakhe. Manje wahamba nabangani yena right akuyesi umuntu ohluphayo kodwa unakho ukuthi ngoba umntwana uyayibo omunye umntwana wami nawo
ayaba bashona umalo wayasuka izigole zozama umuntu ukuthi uzozama ukuphilisa thina ayikwazi into kodwa ahlangani yabo ukuthi yabona esikoleni uma uvuka beneqathula mina mfethu isikole ngazange ngisifunde ngeqathula ngihamba ngonyanga ngabona ukuthi mase kumele ukuthi abona uma ukhulile usuze eklasini ephezulu sekumele nawe ube ndathi hayi kwimakwenze ngase ngicina sengishiya phansi esikoleni kanjalo ngahlala phansi ekhaya ayangazi ngagcina sengicela ukuthi angize ngapha eGoli mhlambe nami uzokhona usizayo ngoba lapha ngathola umsebenzi ngoba namanje
And for people from outside South Africa, is it also hard? Like for people from other countries?
No, angizima kithi. Kulula. Bona babahlalile ediskini bagelezile laba. Yaba fe besicindezele khona.
Bafundile.
Athi mangicabanga lo nyaka singihamba ibe singila khona yonke 13 years.
No.
Enye into esiba nayo.
Mama, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I think I was somewhere here when the attack started. So they came running from all the way down there. And they came running up here. There were some children just playing around over here. And they were picking up sweets out of the rubble. So I walked to this side of the road here. And I was kind of taking some pictures from here. So I was shooting here. And I think I was actually about here, round about here, maybe even there, when I heard the shouting. And that's when I looked and I could see them coming up there. In fact, Emmanuel came from behind those toilets there. And he came out. That's when I started taking pictures from about here. And I ran towards them. It's quite a strange feeling to see everything that, was in my pictures, to see it again now. I mean, you can still see the same toilets are there, and it still looks very much the same. But that smell of the rubbish, and it's all coming back. And yeah, it's kind of coming back. It feels really weird. I'm sort of lost for words, really. Shouted that the man has fallen down. So then I ran up the road. I was trying to see where he had gone, and that's when I found him laying over here. And this is where I ran up to him, and I asked my colleague Beauregard to bring the car. And so Beauregard brought the car up, and as soon as the car arrived, we loaded him into the car. But then someone said there's a clinic just up the road, couple of 100 meters. So I thought, well, let's just get him to this clinic, and that's going to be the quickest thing, just get him to this clinic and the doctors will be able to take care of him. But when we got to the clinic, that's when and then we struggled getting him out of the car to get him into the clinic. We lost a lot of time there. When we finally did get him into the clinic, the nurses said, I'm sorry, there's no doctor here today. And the nurses said, we can't help this guy here. But later was, people said that the doctor who was on duty
happened to be a foreigner himself. And he'd heard that there was violence during the night and he was too scared to come in.
And when you see the picture, that picture, I don't want to see that picture. It's hurting. It's hurting. Because you don't know what that guy was saying, or just apologizing, was asking for forgiveness. But you see that he was talking. There's something that he was saying. Even if he was down, you see that there's something that he's saying to these guys. Now, there's nothing we can say.
Eva Bengu is de tante van de moordenaar. Haar zoon groeide met hem op in Alexandra. Ze worstelt met de vraag, wat maakt iemand eigenlijk een moordenaar? Had de dader op de foto ook haar zoon kunnen zijn?
I don't know what's happening in the world. Because if you go to the court, you see the only children who are appearing to the court. 18, 19, you see. Small children in court. You can say they've got both parents. So we can't say the children won't do bad things when their father or their mothers were alive. Because I've got a boy. His father is alive, I'm alive. But he's bad.
Why is he bad?
He's drinking, he's fighting. I can't control him, even his father. I can't control him. Even the family can't control him.
You are convinced that if your son had been there that day, he would have helped?
Yes, he would have. I don't want to lie. But if he was there, it will be worse. It will be worse. That guy, I don't think he wouldn't go to the hospital. He could have died there. If he was there, he will have to lay a hand on that man. But I thank God that he wasn't there.
I'm smoking my cigarette now. I'm playing my cards here. I'm drunk now. Then, after that, I fall into sleeping. I'm going to sleep.
Moordenaar en slachtoffer zijn allebei veroordeeld tot Alexandra. Ooit ontstaan als arbeidsreservaat voor het personeel van de Witte Rijken. Maar 20 jaar na apartheid richt de stress van het overleven zich niet tegen die rijken, maar vooral tegen elkaar, de armen onderling. Your place is not looking very well. Why does it not get fixed?
No, the council is promising us to demolish all this building.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Has to go down?
To go down and make a new building here.
Ah.
But in almost close to 4 years now. Still waiting for that thing.
Why are they not doing it?
I don't know.
Ah.
They're complaining about a budget. It's not all right. They wait until the budget is all right. Here is the kitchen.
Okay. Are you Zulu?
Yes.
Real Zulu?
Proud of Zulu.
Proud of Zulu?
Yeah.
What does that mean if you're proud Zulu?
I'm proud to say I'm Zulu.
Why?
And I am Zulu too.
Yeah?
Yes.
Are you first Zulu or first South African?
I'm the first Zulu.
Net als de dorpen in KwaZulu-Natal wordt het mijnwerkershostel nog steeds gerund door de Nduna's. Dat zijn zeg maar de ambassadeurs van de Zulu-koning, die ook in de grote stad de Zulu-gemeenschap bewaken, controleren en verordoneren. In deze stad van boeren heerst nog steeds het traditionele dorpsgezag. So now if the king says you have to do this or you have to do that, then it happens?
It happens.
So whatever the king says you do?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So it's like the Pope?
Exactly. It's like the Pope. It's like the chief. It's like the chief in command. If there is you are leading some soldiers.
Yeah.
If they say shoot, you have to shoot. You see?
Do you listen to all the speeches of the king?
Yes.
Because there was a speech earlier on that he was talking about the problems in South Africa.
Yes.
With unemployment.
Yes.
And there's a lot of foreigners in the country.
Yes.
And they should leave.
No. No, stop the statement because it's putting the Zulus in a
bad spot.
In a bad spot. In a bad spot. We are trying to make a cohesion of all the nations here.
Okay. So we misunderstand them.
There's the misunderstanding. Even the king said, the media, he didn't quote as I said. I didn't say the Zulus must chase the foreigners. I said all the people in South Africa or in Africa have a home.
Sounds a little bit like if you have a home, you better go home.
It's something like that. I have a home. What is wrong if I said, don't forget your home? There's nothing wrong.
In de Republiek Zuid-Afrika mocht het Koninkrijk van de Zulus na de apartheid blijven bestaan. Zo staat het in de grondwet. De regering betaalt de koning zelfs voor zijn dure tradities. Maar nu er steeds minder geld zijn kant op komt, voelt de koning zich opgejaagd. Was het geweld tegen de buitenlanders misschien een waarschuwing voor de regering? En wilde de koning even laten zien hoeveel macht hij nog steeds heeft over zijn krijgers in de grote stad? Zelfs na de meest gruwelijke misdrijven is er hier altijd een kans op verzoening. Dat zit diep in de cultuur van Zuid-Afrika. Samen met onderhandelaar Refilwe Mashego keer ik terug naar de Bedala Hostels, nu de familie van de moordenaar bereid blijkt te zijn per brief om vergiffenis te vragen aan de Mozambicaanse familie. Bonjour.
Ukule nto yenza umntanami ibuhlungu kakhulu ukuba uyaphila noma ngeke behambile nje kubuhlungu kakhulu angazi kibo ke njoba kubuhlungu kimi njoba engekho ukuthi kibo ke kukangakanani ngiyazi ukuthi kubuhlungu bona ngeke bekuthathe kahle ukuthi kimi kubuhlungu kangakanani kubuhlungu angitholi indawo inhliziyo yami ayithola ukuphumula nengicabanga ngilele kuphela umthandazo phela umkhuleko ukuthi wo Nkosi umntanami usekhipha umphefumulo kusithole.
Manje ukuthatha incwadi nikhombisa. Ikhomba khona ukuthi niyabuzwa lo niyabufila lobuhlungu ababufilile and bazothi mabaceda ukufunda incwadi.
You want to read it?
Siyanibingelela mndeni wakwaSithole egameni leNkosi uJesu.
We greet you, Sithole family, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Singaba kwaBhengu sidlulisa ukukhulu ukudabuka ngesenzo sengane yethu.
We, the family of Bengu, we sincerely apologize for the actions of your child.
Sithi dudu siyaxolisa kakhulu emndenini.
We apologize extensively for the wrongs of our child.
Ibaluthi. Ngalala nobuthongo lencwadi nayingahambi kwaSithole Aisha.
Anjani kulukomba me kona mi varabula na rifilwe ne na tiva ku ra ni ntivi mara mi tiva mulungu lo va ri Abraham lo wa ku leya so u huma Holland a te a vulavula na n'wini mhaka ya Emmanuel ya Sithole a yi kombela ku hlangana na wena ku na phepha rin'wana kombela ku ri i swi kota ku vulavula i kombela n'wana mamukulukumba a kombela avuxeni papa minjhani vito ra mina okay this old man's sister is a mother to Emmanuel's mother.
Yes, so she's his sister is the grandma of Emmanuel.
Yes.
Anyhow, singa if you mind, singa ku family Emmanuel. Lo baba mkhulu wakhe.
Okay.
Manje la 8.
Okay.
Singa yakho.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sijabulela ukuba Sithole. Okay, ngihamba noba Abraham. Okay,
Holland.
Isicelo leso singazi ukuthi nene kubona kanjani. Ngoba esikhathini esiningi umuntu make kunokuziblame, siyazi kunokuthi uziblame. So maybe nani izonceda ukuthi niphole emoyeni ukuthi at least umntana wethu akayenzanga next. Singakwazi ukushiya incwadi?
Hayi ngasana.
Okay, nayi incwadi. Sishaya le ncwadi lena. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Can see.
Thank you very much.
Can see the Bible story.
Sabona.
Kwaba nesicelo sokuthi sihambe ngoba ngicela icolo kwakhabu yebo sikwenzile lokho mama.
Mina nahanya Manuel ulovile swi laveka vona va suke va hele vo hlangana na Manuel va leve munhu u kota ku ri wa tiva ku ri loko fika la ka lava sangoma xita thonga ta Manuel a huma va vulavula na Manuel
hi va ka Sithole ku ri va kombela livale lava va ka Bengu ku ri va kombela livalelo ka Sithole ku laveka va ya va rwala mundzwalo va ya le eMozambique va ya va kombela livalelo ka mang ka Manuel Manuel a kombelile libalelo ka bona a vika so a kwa o please mngani die ba dlaya Manuel anele manje utakombela ka Manuel libalelo kulaveka baya ba kombela ka yena lo angafa lo
Othi ngibuzela mama. Njengoba sithola le daba lokuthi bakasithole bathini uzizwa njani ngokuthi njoba siphe impendulo uzizwa njani ngale mpendulo?
Ya ngiyajabula kule ndlela abangiphendula ngayo inkinga yami iyo le yokuthi manje inkinga yami enginayo le yebo ngiyazi yonke into ukuthi ihambe kanjani ngiyazwisisa ngiyabonga inkinga yami iyo le
Wakamukela lenkulumo impendulo
ngiyamukela basho kahle bakhuluma kahle ngoba bona owabo umntwana akekho yabo.
Vergiffenis is niet gratis. Maar ik begrijp het dilemma van moeder wel. Zij zit nu met de schuld van haar zoon opgescheept. En nu moet ze helemaal naar Mozambique reizen om zich te verzoenen met de familie van het slachtoffer. Mozambique is het land van de ander. Het land dat ze helemaal niet kent. Ze had de Mozambicaanse familie natuurlijk ook in de rechtbank kunnen aanspreken. Maar daar kwam het ook niet van. Is dat niet het probleem met migratie? Zelfs al wonen we in dezelfde straat, ook al zitten we naast elkaar op een bank, dan nog worden we geremd die ander te leren kennen. Door de grenzen in ons eigen hoofd. De rechtbank van Johannesburg noemde de moord op de Mozambicaan Emmanuel Sithole wreed en zinloos. Tinta Bengu werd veroordeeld tot 17 jaar celstraf.
Thank you for watching. If you like this, please check here for the next episode or for other recommended series. And don't forget to subscribe if you want updates on upcoming new travel series.